ladies. It's great to see you.
Yes, you too.
So,
You too.
what made you want to sign up to do this? And did you know what, in fact, you were really signing up for?
The show, when you watch the show, you're like, I could do that. That doesn't seem that hard. And then you get there and you're like, oh my gosh. Like, I thought the whole time we were on the show that this has to be the hardest season. Like, I kept saying, like, oh my gosh. But I talked to some other producers and they're like, it's not. It's so much harder than what it looks like on TV. And it was. Like, I think what people also don't realize is that it's not even the challenges that are so hard, it's the in-between the challenges. It's making sure your rucksack is always packed perfectly. It's the manure all over the floor and the smell in your nose and your brain and your eyes, and like it's just all so much. It was really hard.
Yeah, I still can't believe I did it. It was crazy. It was a crazy experience, but also so cool to be a part of. Like, it's something that not a lot of people get to do. You know, just to test the waters of the military special forces. Yeah, right.
That still got a little PTSD. But I can imagine, too, that an experience like this that pushes you truly to your breaking point teaches you a lot about yourself and what you're really capable of. What's one takeaway?
Yeah. One takeaway.
There's really probably many, but for the purpose of this conversation.
I mean, that I never want to get wet ever again.
Yeah, right.
I just am like so grateful for being dry. My one takeaway for me from the show, I trained a lot going into the show. I knew I was going to be on it for 2 months before. So for me, I went from like, you know, waking up and like taking my kids to school and like working and like just being like kind of lazy, honestly, to like training 8 hours a day, like working out 3 hours a day, I did a 33-degree cold plunge every single morning. It was pure ice bath. I really.
This was to get yourself ready for this experience?
Yes. Like I was in it to win it. Like I was like, I could do 200 push-ups in 5 minutes.
Wow.
Like, look at these guns.
Go, girl.
Come
Yeah.
on, look at this.
Don't hurt him.
But so for me, I think my love of fitness is something I really took away from the show. Like I was not a fitness person at all, and now I like love it so much from my training, and like testing my body to its physical limits is something I avoided before, and now it's something I'm like, all right, can we do a Tough Mudder? Can we do that? Like I really want to keep challenging myself, and so that's something I'm really happy to have taken away.
Yeah, for sure.
And for you, what did the show teach you about you?
So much, and that's why I did it, because I wanted to learn more about me. I wanted to reconnect with me after being a stay-at-home mom for almost 18 years now, and I wanted to know who I was, and now I know that I can conquer my fears. I have a huge fear of water. In real life, if I had done the kind of stuff that we did on the show in real life, I would have had panic attack upon panic attack upon panic attack, but I actually did it. Like I survived it, and I'm really proud of myself.
It's such a beautiful thing, especially when you show yourself how tough you really are.
Yeah,
and
right.
these are the experiences that really push you to the limit. Were there any unlikely connections that you forged on the show?
Completely. Yeah. So going into it, Cam Newton, he is a freaking...
Brody just said that.
Teddy bear.
How about Cam Newton?
Yeah.
Well, he's a teddy bear, but you walk into it thinking, oh my gosh, who is this tall drink of water, right? He's tall and not menacing, but you get to know him, and he is like one of my favorite people. His energy is so positive. He's always like, mostly, because we all are, upbeat, and like I was in the car with him a lot, and he was somebody that I wouldn't have thought I could have like had a bond with, but absolutely love him.
I was in the car with him actually a bit on the first day and remember connecting right away. But he was a snorer. Cam, I wanted to take my rucksack and be like, Cam, stop snoring. Yes, and he's like, oh, it's me. And I remember before we went to bed the first night, he's like, if anybody snores, guys. And then he was the snorer.
Yeah.
So love him, but...
It was him and Golden. Wasn't he snoring the first
I
day
didn't
too?
hear Golden because he was way over there. I was between like Stephen Baldwin and Denise.
Yeah.
I actually have a funny story from the first day. So like, there's obviously a lot of water this season, water on water, and at one point, somehow Stephen Baldwin had a wetsuit on the first day.
He did?
He had a wetsuit on. So I always say, moving forward, this is going to be like my 2 truths and a lie. You know how someone asks you like 2 truths and a lie? This is going to be one of my truths. One day, I was in my bra and underwear. I was stripped down to my bra and underwear because they make you take off all your civilian clothes. I'm sitting there in my bra and underwear, soaking wet. And I look over, and you got to help your fellow recruits, right? And I look over, and Stephen Baldwin's trying to get out of a wetsuit. So I'm in my bra and underwear, soaking wet, trying to rip a wetsuit off Stephen Baldwin. I'm like, that is my truth. That's my truth for 2 truths and a
I don't know
lie.
if anybody will believe you.
I know.
Right.
I don't think that's. Well, then it's so bizarre.
Yes.
Like, come on. So, I mean, to be able to, and then like to be in a thing and sleeping next to Stephen Baldwin and Denise Richards, I'm just like, what is my life right now in this weird little bungalow with manure on the floor? I was like, this
Spiders
is.
Yes.
everywhere. Yeah.
Nobody's experienced this before. I can say that for sure.
Well, thank you two so much. Thank you. Nice
thank
to talk
you.
to you.